Hi, friends. We'll be continuing our learning about nutrition, and today we're going to dive into learning all about sugar. So the first thing to know about sugar is that there's two different kinds that we're going to talk about today. And one is natural sugar, and the other is added sugar. So when you hear natural sugar, that's sugar that comes from fruits. So we can think about a banana or a papaya. So these fruits that taste sweet, right? There is sugar in here, and there's also a lot of other nutrients, vitamins, and fiber. And our body knows exactly what to do with the fruits and vegetables that have sugar in them. Our body knows just how to use them. So that is natural sugar. The other type of sugar we're going to talk about today is added sugar. It's like added white sugar. And this is sugar that we would find in a processed food, in something that has a package, in things like yogurt, in a lot of the stuff you would find in your pantry, cereal, cookie, ice cream, even in things like ketchup, where you wouldn't think you would find sugar. So added sugar is what we're talking about today. And if you find yourself kind of craving sweetness and sugar, you are not alone in that. Most people do. And the reason for that is that way long ago, when we were living in a time when humans, were living in a time without grocery stores. When you wanted to have something sweet, you had to pick it from a tree or from a berry bush. Or maybe there was a hive of bees, and you'd have to fight off bees to get to this sugar, right? So it'd be pretty tricky to get sugar. And that sugar helps to give our bodies quick energy. So it's not all bad, right? But then we'll get back in our time machine and travel back to today, where sugar is everywhere. It is in so much of the food we eat and the drinks that we drink, so much that we're probably not even aware of it. So today it's going to be all about bringing that awareness to where our sugar is coming from. Okay? So when we look at the content of sugar, like how much sugar is in a processed food, we look at the nutritional label. This one's super tiny, but you look at the nutrition label, and there'll be an area that says sugars or azúcares, okay? And it tells us in grams how much sugar is in a food item. So something to keep in mind is that 4 grams equals 1 teaspoon of sugar. And for me, it's a little bit easier for my brain to think about teaspoons than about grams. So we're going to take a couple drinks that we, some of us drink frequently. Because drinks are a super sneaky place where sugar hides. So I want you to think about chocolate milk, like a chocolate milk that you would buy in a store. Let's see, 14 ounces, so like a medium chocolate milk. And I want you to think about how many teaspoons of sugar might be in that chocolate milk. So take a minute to think. So I'm going to give you the answer. I hope you've given your guess. The answer is 11 teaspoons of added sugar are in a chocolate milk that you would get at the store. So drinking a chocolate milk would just be like, drinking that much sugar. That's a lot, right? Okay, the next drink we're going to think about is Coca-Cola, a Coke, and we'll say a 20 ounce. So again, like a medium-sized Coke. Get that number in your head, think about it. So we have 11 teaspoons here, and in a medium-sized Coke, there is 16 and a half teaspoons. So I have to add a couple teaspoons here. So we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and a half. So here we have 16 and a half teaspoons of sugar. So each time you drink a Coke, you drink this much sugar. That's a lot of sugar. And do you think that our bodies know how to handle this sugar very well? They don't. So think about the last time you had a whole lot of sugar. Maybe you were at a birthday party and had a lot of cake. Maybe you had some ice cream. Maybe you had a soda or a soda and some cake. Sometime where you had a lot of sugar. Think about what happens to your body. So for most of us, when we have a lot of sugar, we tend to get a lot of energy. If we can get a little hyperactive, we can run around, feel a little crazy. It's what we call like a sugar rush. So your blood sugar goes way up, and then about 30 minutes later, you may have felt this before, it crashes right down. And that's called like a blood sugar crash. And when we're down here, our bodies can feel really hungry. They can feel tired. Our bellies can feel sick. You can get a headache. You can be kind of grumpy or have a hard time concentrating. And what we normally do to bring our blood sugar back up is to, again, eat something sugary. So it brings it right back up. And then you can see how we would get this pattern of going up and down and up and down and up and down. And do you think our bodies like that very much? Our bodies don't like that very much. It's really, really hard on our bodies. And if we have too much sugar over many years, over a lifetime, we're not talking about the occasional birthday party here. We're talking over a long period of time. If you eat too much sugar and your body goes up and down like that, it can create some major health problems. It can lead to problems like diabetes, obesity. It can also lead to problems with your teeth, the health of your teeth, and of your energy level. So those are some of the challenges that can go along with having too much sugar. Something that I want to mention is that the recommended amount of sugar, like recommended maximum amount of sugar for kids is 3 teaspoons. So 1, 2, 3, right? So that chocolate milk, that Coke, there's way more than your daily maximum of how much added sugar we should have as kids per day, okay? So something to keep in mind, and our goal here is not to never eat sugar again, never go to a birthday party, never have ice cream. All that stuff is fun and good, but it's really important to become aware of how much sugar we really are eating and where all the places are that it's hidden. So your work for this week is going to be to go into your refrigerator or into your pantry and find 2 packaged food items, okay? So for me, right here, I have a box of cereal and I have a Greek strawberry yogurt. And then what I want you to do is to take a look at the nutrition label. and find where it says sugars, azúcares. Okay? And when you see it, this one, for instance, says 5 grams of sugar. It's also really important, just a little side note, to take a peek at the serving size, especially with cereal. So up here, the serving size is 1 cup. So I don't know about you, but I usually have more than 1 cup of cereal. So just keep that in mind. So for sugars, this one is 5 grams. And then for this flavored Greek yogurt, let's see, this one says 11 grams. And for this one, the serving size is the whole thing, 11 grams. So we know that 11 grams is more than 5 grams. So out of these two items, this one has more sugar. Okay? So what I want you to do is go and just take a look what you have in your pantry, in your refrigerator. Find 2 items and compare them and figure out which one has more sugar. And I'd like you to take a little video showing me the 2 items and telling me how much sugar they have in them and which one has the most. Okay? And then send me that video as your work for this week. Awesome. Additionally, I'm also going to be sending you a recipe. It's one of my favorite recipes, and it is a sweet treat. It uses honey as the sweetener. So honey is also a form of added sugar. It is more natural than white sugar, but it does spike our blood level. So we'll be sure to use it sparingly. And this recipe is, it's called chocolate avocado mousse, and it is amazing. So if you have time this week, please try to make that also. Send me a picture if you can. All right, I hope everyone has a great week. I cannot wait to see all of your videos. All right, bye-bye.